everyone. I'm just coming on here to talk to you about the BITE model. Stephen Hassan wrote a book called Combating Cult Mind Control. The BITE model stands for behavior, information, thought, and emotional control. Some of these policies are universal. They are used in this model to indoctrinate people this course is to distrust the critics and former members, installing phobias and making people afraid of leaving a high control group. Behavior. This explores the manipulative organizations that regulate their dominance over their members. They do this through punishments aiming at individuals, like eliminating an individual's autonomy, like they are not allowed to think for themselves. Information, examining tactics of a manipulation organization, control information. The flow of information is censored through propaganda to the outside perspective. Thought. Focus on psychological shaping of beliefs and used by such groups and attitudes suppressing critical thinking and promoting conformity. Emotion explores how manipulative organizations manipulate emotions, fostering dependency and loyalty. They do this by love bombing. Does this sound familiar? Scientology uses love bombing when they recruit fresh meat into the organization. They inflict guilt and fear based in indoctrination. Behavior control examples. They regulate physical and reality, dictate where and how and whom a member can live with, associate with, or isolates them from. When or how someone is to have sex. Yes, this is a true thing. 4. Control members' outfits or what they are wearing. Regulate a person's diet, manipulation, and depriving an individual of sleep. Financial extortion and exploration. Restrict leisure time, for example, on vacations or rest and relaxation, days off, this type of thing. This really relates to Scientology. 9. The majority of the time is spent with the group or indoctrinating and doing indoctrinating rituals and self-indoctrination. 10. Have permission for any major decisions. 11. Rewards, punishments used to modify behaviors. 12. Discourage individual and encourages a group think. 13. Impose rigid rules and regulations. 14. Punishment by disobedience. Threaten to harm family members and friends. 17. To encourage and engage in corporal punishment. 18. Imprisonment. And 19. Separation of families. This is so true in Scientology with their disconnection policy. They have a disconnection policy which mandates that anyone who is speaking out against Scientology, that their family would be forced to disconnect from them. Their family and friends, everyone that they've known within the Church of Scientology. Information control. This one is deception by deliberately withholding information. Distort information to make it more acceptable. A systematically lie to the cult member. minimization of outside information, like through newspapers, social media, books, articles, or any of that type of information. Does this sound familiar? This sounds familiar with Scientology. B, critical information through former members. D, keep members busy so they don't have time to investigate. This is what Scientology does with their busy work. They keep their members busy so that they do not find out about the outside world, how lovely the outside world is, or how Scientology destroys families. They also control phone calls and cell phones. They compartmentalize information into outsider versus insider information. This ensures information is not freely available, controlling it into different levels and missions, allowing leaders to decide who needs to know, encouraging the spying on others in the group. Does this sound familiar? This is Scientology, 100%. They do spy on their members. They encourage it. They encourage it through the KR, the knowledge reports, which are KRs in Scientology. Impose a buddy system to monitor and control their members. Report deviant feelings and behaviors and can cause actions by the leadership. Ensure that an individual behavior is monitored by the group. Extensive use of cult-generated information or propaganda. Unethical use of confessionals. They have used this in the past against ex-Scientologists in their committees of evidence when they are forced to disconnect or forced to leave the Church of Scientology. Information about sins and or dissolve identity boundaries, withholding forgiveness and isolation of an association, manipulation of memories, creating false memories. Like for their past lives, they have to come up with information in their auditing sessions. And some of their auditing sessions are very harmful to children. Requiring members to internalize the group's doctrine as truth. This changes, and they can even change the person's name and identity. They've proven this when Tori Magoo talked about how L. Ron Hubbard's, one of his aliases was Larry Harris. Use loaded language and cliches which constrict knowledge and critical thinking, encouraging good and proper thoughts. Hypnosis techniques. Yes, they do use hypnosis techniques through the e-meter. It puts you more in a suggestible state, so you'll be more indoctrinated when you are doing those TR routines. 4, encouraging good, proper thoughts. Memories can be created to be false memories. Teaching thought-stopping techniques which shuts down reality and testing by allowing only positive thoughts. Emotional control. Manipulation narrows the range of emotions or needs deemed as some or survivor or selfishness. Reach emotion stopping techniques, blocking homesickness, anger, and doubt. 3, make a person feel their problems are their own fault. Scientology claims that when you are ill, you pulled something in to cause you to be ill, or when you report another Scientologist for sexual assault, you've pulled that in. Promote feelings of guilt or unworthiness, instill anger and fear, extreme emotional highs and emotional lows, ritualistic and sometimes diabolic confessions of sins, phobia, indoctrination, and acting irrational fears about leaving the group, questioning the leadership and authorities, threats of harm to ex-members and family members. No legitimate reason to leave, fear of being indoctrinated from family and feel of being discriminated against from family and friends. Scientology does all these things to their members. This is why Scientology is so harmful. I am so glad that George Massey did a beautiful video complimenting all the crimes within the Church of Scientology that happens on a daily basis. And this is why it is so important to combat cult mind control. Rick Ross, who is an expert on cults, have stated that it takes 12 and a half years to reprogram your brain from Scientology's harmful abuses. Scientology has harmed children, and the indoctrination proves that. The auditing sessions used with the e-meter are harmful. When we think of an electronic device, we think of like ECGs or EAGs to help with the heart. We do not think of electronic devices that actually make you into more of a hypnotic state. Scientology does this with all of their members. This is why their indoctrination is so harmful. This is why it takes so long to get rid of the indoctrination in their mind. And yes, when ex-Scientologists leave, they are not on the same level of healing as everyone else. It takes years, and it takes years to follow this path of an indoctrination. To get rid of the onion and peel back the onion. Scientology holds all these issues over its members' heads so that they can't feel like it's safe to leave. However, it is safe to leave. There are two beautiful organizations that are willing to help any ex-Scientologist leave the Church of Scientology, or if they're under the radar and they feel like there's a lot of doubts, their doubts are valid. Their doubts are real. Their doubts are important to bring up and support people in the community. When you are protesting, let them know that they are loved and they are welcome to leave the Church of Scientology at any time. Scientology has harmed these children. When they do the purification rundown, that niacin that goes in their body is very harmful. It can affect the liver and the kidneys. And it does so. And it can also affect your heart. They are even recommending people that have heart issues not to take the daily recommended doses in natural vitamins and supplements. Scientology does harm its members. They're indoctrinated to think that the outside world is harmful, that the outside world is not there to help. We are absolutely there to help. There are many resources you can connect with. The SPTV Foundation has resources, so does the Aftermath Foundation. They have resources too as well. Scientology indoctrinates their members freely on a daily basis, and they do it with manipulation and control. This is why this bite model sounds so familiar to me, and this is another reason why I connected with this community, because I was in a high controlling, abusive relationship with my ex-boyfriend Jamie. He killed my cat. I mean, he made me think I was not worthy of leaving. That I would not get help. And And I absolutely did get help. Sorry I'm coughing. I'm still getting over the bug that I am going through. I'm glad I have today off. I'm going to do a load of laundry later. But Scientology is the enemy, and this is what we should be fighting for. And George Massey's video is absolutely epic. If it can get into the hands of the lawmakers, this might push Scientology over the edge, because there could be criminal cases tried against Scientology. Scientology has harmed so many children. This is what we should be fighting for on a daily freaking basis. And yet I've heard people in the background stating that me and George Massey were not here for the right reasons. We absolutely are here for the right reasons. We're fighting the Church of Scientology on a daily basis. I don't understand why people have to be so freaking malicious behind the scenes and doing everything in their power to destroy small channels who are working hard to fight the Church of Scientology on a daily basis. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Take time for your family and friends. I would go outside, but it is extremely cold. The feel-like temperature right now is 6 degrees outside. The high for today is only going to get up to 22. That means the feel temperature is going to be like 10. We have a lot of high winds right now, and it's not good. But I just wanted to come on here and let you know that I am thinking of everybody in the ex-Scientology community, Susie included. And I miss my friendship with her. And I really do. And I really hope she's willing to work it out with me. Because the Church of Scientology is worth fighting for and to end it. Because they need to lose their tax-exempt status. And they need to lose it now. Thank you and have a great day. Have a beautiful day with your family and friends. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate the people that have subscribed to my channel. Please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and help get the watch hours up. Thank you and have a great day.